What's up? Tyler, plugged on. I'm here with an album review. This time, new album from the band Rings of Saturn, entitled Ultu Ulla. Hope I pronounced that correctly. I probably did not, and I apologize for that. Rings of Saturn, they always have interesting album titles, to say the least. Yeah, this is their fourth album, and if you don't know Rings of Saturn, they, I guess you could call them technical deathcore. They're a crazy ass band, and there's kind of nobody out there that's really like them. They have a lot of crazy guitar arrangements that just make it sound very alien-like and spacey, and that's why people call them alien core. Yeah, there's kind of nobody like Rings of Saturn. I enjoy this band. I think even you take out the shreddery and stuff, I think they put that stuff together in a really interesting way a lot of times. And then sometimes they can just be outright nasty in terms of the heaviness. And that's what I like about Rings of Saturn. And this is definitely a different album for Rings of Saturn, but it's still them, for sure. You take their last album, Lugal Key N, and I think that is a phenomenal album. Potentially their best album. It had a lot of great tracks on it. It just had crazy shit going on in it. I mean, songs like Unsympathetic Intellect, Godless Times, Senseless Massacre. There's a lot of really cool stuff on there. But I will say with this album, there's a lot of cool stuff on here. There's that signature Rings of Saturn craziness, in terms of just crazy guitar moments and moments where the drums are going insane and all that stuff. But I'll say it's definitely turned down a little bit, and it's definitely a lot more tasteful, in my opinion, on this album. I really like this album. I like this album a lot, and I in my opinion, this album does not have a bad song. To me, this is the first Rings of Saturn album where just about every song stands out immediately, in my opinion. Whereas I felt, especially their first three, definitely the second and the third one, while good albums, they're definitely a little bit of a slower burn to really just get their hooks in you, in my opinion. But I think it's because that stuff's toned down a lot. It's there. Don't get me wrong. There's moments on here guitar wise, and I play guitar in my spare time and everything, and I go, Jesus Christ, like, it's just insane what Lucas, man, and Miles Dimitri, I'm blanking on his last name, and I very much apologize for that. What they're doing, just, it's fucking raw talent. It's insane. Lots of crazy sweeps and patterns and all kinds of stuff, but what I like about this album, and it's something that I feel like this is potentially the strongest Rings of Saturn album in terms of riffs. And, I listened to, recently to their third album again, just to, it's been a long time since I listened to it. I want to, remember what it was like and everything. And then, you go and listen to this one, and I think guitar tone wise, this album just blows the other one away. There's moments where it gets a little bit heavier on their last album, and it just comes off a little thin, guitar tone wise. Well, this one just has a beefy fucking sound, and it is just fantastic. Some of these riffs, and sometimes some of their breakdowns, which I think a lot of them are pretty cool, very creative, are just super heavy. Take Parallel Shift. The song starts off, it's nice and fast, and then it just stops. The guitar just goes dun, 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 with some trots, and then it just picks up and gets heavy. But just talk about just fucking thick wall of sound smacking you in the face when the whole band comes in during that song. It's phenomenal, and that's not the greatest, most creative breakdown. They have other ones on here, but just from a pure fucking simplified and heavy standpoint, it just pays off well. And then I think the rest of that song is phenomenal. But then right away with Servant of the Sentience, the main riff on that song is not a riff to me that stands out as this is a Rings of Saturn type of riff. It to me that sounds like something a metalcore band would write, but not Rings of Saturn. And I like that type of stuff on this album. I just think their focus on riffs first and not this just crazy shit definitely makes this a better album, because I think when those moments hit, they hit a lot harder of the craziness and all that stuff. But then also, like, vocally, I love this album too. Ian Bear sounds fucking phenomenal on here. He is a beast of a vocalist, and sometimes, when he does his low guttural growls, it's like, dude, it's great. It's so low, so in your face, and it's like, damn, sometimes, I just can't believe that humans can do that stuff. When I hear someone just do some crazy, like, power metal clean singing, and it's just like, they're way up here. I'm like, how do humans do that? But that's pretty fucking cool that you can do it. But I think he sounds phenomenal throughout this whole album in a lot of very catchy vocal parts, and it's great. And then there's also just some moments of just tone with the songs that just do not feel Rings of Saturn to me, but they make it work really, really well. And I like that. I like that, it's like, yeah, we're still Rings of Saturn, but we're going to try some new stuff, different tones, beef up our sound a little bit. That type of stuff's just awesome to me. And definitely one of my favorite tracks on here is the Macrocosm. Hope I said that right. Probably didn't. The Macrocosm. Blech. That song is phenomenal. It's an purely instrumental, but I think that is one of the strongest tracks on here. Just some great moments, guitar lead wise and everything. It just kind of actually make me really smile. It gives me a good feeling, and I like that stuff, man. I think, riff wise, there's some songs on here that just completely rip, like The Relic, Immortal Essence. I think are two fantastic examples of just riffs all over the place. But yeah, this is a phenomenal album to listen to. I think, I think it definitely keeps your attention. It definitely has variety to it and great moments. And I think the guitar riffs are great. The awesome leads that Rings of Saturn are known for, I think they're pretty awesome too. The drumming from Aaron is phenomenal on here as well. Everything is great. I really do like this album a lot. Yeah, for sure. Some people might not like it because it's not as crazy as their past albums, and some people might go, well, kind of makes them a little bit more like everybody else, or makes them lose that touch that they had. But I still think it's there. I just think it's more tasteful. It gives it a little bit more variety, in my opinion. So yeah, let me know what you think of the new Rings of Saturn album. I like this album a lot. 8.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching. See you later.